Loki's Haki is out of this world. And hear me out. Loki, since the moment he came into the world of One Piece, he got thrown into the world of the dead basically by his own mother. And why? Because she hated the way his eyes looked. His eyes, okay, don't look kind of normal in the world of One Piece in a way, but they are just eyes, and that does not mean anything extra than they are just eyes. Maybe they have a different meaning in the world of One Piece, maybe in the future. Maybe it's a sign of what truly Loki is in the future, but for now we still don't know. And Loki has just been literally living through tragedies after tragedies after tragedies throughout his whole life. And so, since the moment he got born, people will tell him, close your eyes, hide your eyes. We don't want to see your eyes. Hide them. We don't want to look at you like that. To the point where they secluded him and they put him away in a way, in a place where he literally was just living in the forest with all of his friends, the animals of that forest, until he made friends. And also because of that, so Loki, from his birth, basically, he had his eyes covered. So, from that perspective, I am saying that he started training slowly but surely into making his Haki stronger and stronger and stronger to the point where I believe nowadays he's got probably one of the strongest Haki in the world of One Piece. And so, for example, when you talk about Haki, there are three types that we know. There is armament, there's observation, and there's conqueror. Two things that he can absolutely have is armament and observation. And when I'm talking about mostly closing your eyes or hiding your eyes for so long, all I'm saying is I want to recap, for example, what the training of Luffy was with Rayleigh and how he used to also do that same exercise when he had his eyes covered and Rayleigh was behind him trying to hit him and Luffy was trying to skip like this and all of that, and sometimes he would lose focus for 1 second. He will he will get hit. So from that perspective, I can say that that also represents the same, not the same, but close to the same training that Luffy used to have. So by Loki covering his eyes for so many years, and he had to basically live his life normally, he was not actually using his eyes to see, but he was using all of the rest of his senses. So by that perspective, visually, he already started training his mental and his observation Haki by literally practicing day by day. And that's why, if for now we have, for example, 2 or 3 stages in the observation Haki, well, maybe Loki is actually on the step number 4, and he's about to show us something with observation Haki that no one is actually expecting. For example, we know that the first step is when you can actually predict the next move that's going to happen. For example, if somebody's going to hit you, boom, first stage of observation Haki, you can already see the move coming your way, and you have literally a second or two of looking into the future, for example. And then when you are on the second stage, that's when you can see the future, where you can see what's going to happen in the next 10 to 20 seconds, or for example, like that's when you can start to predict, for example, an attack. And the perfect example of it is Katakuri. Katakuri is the one who showed us what you can actually do in that stage number 2 that I call of observation Haki. And then I want to get to the stage number 3, where I think, for example, Gaban is. Gaban, even in the latest chapters of One Piece, Gaban is literally looking not just 20 seconds to 30 seconds in the future, or like a minute into the future, but I believe Gaban is able to actually see even a lot more than that. Like, because he was talking about, for example, how he saw the possibility of the future of King Harold and how he would have destroyed the world of One Piece and everything if he would have survived if he would have survived and went away from Elbaf and everything. So Gabon in a way is probably able to maybe see even a year into the future or something. Maybe. But then stage number 4 is probably where Loki is, because he's literally been training his Haki, his observation Haki, since the get-go, since he literally was born. And if you guys think the same, let me know down in the comments below. Or if you don't, also let me know down in the comments below. But then when it also comes to his armament Haki, maybe that his armament Haki is not that strong, but since he is an ancient giant in a way, and he is the same size as King Harold and everything, so just from perspective, King Harold was already strong, and the fact that Loki was the one who ended King Harold with the powers of Emu and all of that, and the fact that even King Harold used to go against Rock the Chebek, and we all know how Rock the Chebek was strong. So by that fact, Loki's strength, just his own strength, without armament hacking or nothing, is already powerful enough to go against the strongest foes in One Piece. So if you add to that armament Haki, oh boy, his powers are gonna be right there. And to that you add the third type of Haki, Conqueror one. We don't know if he's got Conqueror's Haki yet or no. We know that King Harold had Conqueror's Haki. We don't know if Hajruddin has Conqueror's Haki, but I probably believe that Loki and Hajruddin might have Conqueror's Haki in them, and maybe in the future they would wake it up. Or maybe that Loki actually already woken it up, but if he did, he would have maybe escaped his shackles before. Just like with Armament Haki. If Armament Haki was so strong, he would have maybe got out of his shackles, before waiting for Nika and all of that. So that's why the only thing, yes, where I'm saying that Loki is overpowered is observation Haki specifically. So my point is, do you think that he really lost against Shanks so easily? Because I don't think so. I think that Shanks maybe wanted to protect Loki in a specific situation where Loki was trying to go against Emu in a specific way. And Shanks, just out of compassion for Loki, wanted to actually protect him. And by protecting him, he literally shackled him in Elbaf. Because Shanks at the same time knows that Nika will come over at some point in time and will rescue Loki, and Loki will be on the good side of Nika and everything. And so Shanks absolutely saved and preserved his powers for the future of everybody, And at the same time, I believe that Loki's observation Haki is probably even bigger than Luffy's observation Haki. So maybe we will discover that Loki has even new powers with his observation Haki. Maybe that's a discussion right there. And from there, I can also guess that Luffy will probably also learn from Loki. Because if Luffy sees that Loki is actually using some kind of formidable power, Luffy will try to actually get there slowly but surely, but he will get there. And so on that note, guys, let me know down in the comments below, what do you think about this theory? Let me know what do you think about Loki's observation Haki in general and all of the rest of the Hakis. Let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.